Question 30, we have two ways of doing. First way, we can use ratio. The second way, we can use a model. Let me use ratio. An equal number of men and women boarded an empty train at station T. So empty train. Bear in mind, equal number. At the next station, 1 out of 2 of the men and 1 out of 3 of the women alighted from the train. If you ask me, use ratio. Ratio must remember, one fraction is one ratio with 3 headings. So in this case, right, you know that men should be 2 units, okay, in total. Of which, right, that 1 unit are the men who alighted from the train. So I will put minus alighted. So 1. Total men minus those who alighted, you will be left with men in the end, which is 2 minus 1. 1 ratio from 1 fraction. 3 ratio heading. You see? Why every time can have 3 ratio heading? Because whenever you got a fraction, right, you already have 2 things, right? Usually when you take the total, you minus the top, you will get the last thing. So we repeat the same thing to this one. 1/3 of the women alighted from the train means women in total is 3 units from the denominator. 1 unit alighted, so women, you minus away 1. So women in the end is left with 2. So if you are doing ratio, this is the way to do it. Do not just treat it as 2 unit, 3 unit straight away. They are not 2 unit, 3 unit if you haven't got anything to link with this. Link means there must be something related or repeated. Okay, you make the same, then you can say, you can link to them up together. So what is the thing you need to make the same? Make total the same, because men and women, originally, those who boarded, right, they are equal. So you need to make your total men and women who boarded the bus originally the same. Means you times 3, then you times 2. Okay? You make it to 6. So if you times 3, right, you're gonna times 3 for everything here. 3 times 2 everything here, you get 2 4. Now we look at the next clue. 20 adults boarded the train. Now you're left with 230 adults in the train after that. How many adults boarded the train at station T? Since I already link up this and this, right, I make men and women the same already because they say it's equal. Means I can treat everything as units already. In the end, the units I'm looking at men 3 unit and women 4 unit, right? So 3 unit plus the 4 unit, the men and the women is 7 unit. Now this 7 unit, right, what do you do with 20 and what do you do with 230? Minus. Why minus? Because you left with 7 unit, everybody. Your men left with 3 unit, your women left with 4 unit. That is after this part, after the alike part, right? So at this point in time, after this sentence, you left with 7 unit. Then 20 adults boarded the train. If boarded means actually by right here is a plus to whatever men and women left over, right? Then you are left with 230 adults in the end. So if you want to work backwards with this, right, use 230 minus away the 20 who boarded. This is correct. That will give me 210. 1 unit will be 210 divided by 7. That will give you 1 unit is 30. How many adults boarded the train? So how many units do you find? Equal number of men and women boarded the empty train means originally the men at first, which is 2, and the women at first, which is 3. These 2 numbers are the one that should be equal. Not the in the end one, but the original one. 12 unit flints and blade. Men at first is 6, women at first is 6, so total 12 unit. 12 times 30. 330. So it's 6 unit plus 6 unit, that's 12 unit. So if 1 unit is 30, 12 unit is 12 times 30 is 360.